team feeling with this being the last game?
Yeah, it's a different feeling. I think everyone's kind of handling it our own way. For me, I just love playing in Tasmania. It doesn't really feel like the last game yet. I think after the game it's probably going to hit. I hope it does because I don't really want those feelings going into it.
Congratulations on a great career. It's included so many feats. Talk me through the process of coming to a decision to retire.
No, thank you. It's been like a whirlwind. I think for starters, I've played 15 years at the top level, but now having two little kids of my own, being away from family, in the end it was a pretty easy decision. I've absolutely loved my time playing netball, but I know it's time for the next step, and we've just bought a caravan, so we're doing a lap of Australia, which just makes it pretty exciting at the same time.
How does it feel, I guess, to be finishing in the circumstances, obviously the final game for the club as well? How does that feel?
Yeah, it's been really challenging. Like, I'm not going to lie, the last 2 months has just felt like a whirlwind, and even trying to get up to feel like the energy, the motivation to play game after game when you know this team isn't going to exist next year. It's kind of like, well, what are we playing for? So that's really been the hardest. But then you look at these girls and it makes it so much easier stepping out with them. But it's not ideal, a way to retire when you're going out with the team as well. But I think for me personally, I've been here from day one. So I played the first game and played the last game for Collingwood. So I feel really privileged, and I'm just glad that I'm a player that got to experience what it was like at Collingwood.
Can you just talk about the camaraderie you've had as a group? Obviously there's the famous song that you guys did after that game, but can you talk about how you've sort of pulled together considering the circumstances?
Yeah, definitely. What's been great about this group is something that, and I think it's all sporting teams, to be honest. I think if something bad happens in a group, it seems to bring any sporting group together, and that's what it's done with us. Probably not in the games situation, but more training after the games, how we've banded together just to get everyone excited up and about. The way we played against Adelaide a couple of weeks ago, I challenge any team to get a win after the news we just had, but the way we went out and performed, like, so proud of the girls, and it's not just the 7 on court, but the whole 10. Everyone's stuck really strong together, so super proud of everyone.
How special is it to have a sellout for the farewell game and the support of Tassie more broadly? How can you talk to that?
Yeah, it's been unreal. Like, every time we go to Tassie, the crowd that we get here is second to none, and I would have loved every game here because the atmosphere in this venue is just amazing. But not just here, but the last, I think, 4 games I've played, doesn't matter if we're in Melbourne, in Sunshine Coast Lightning, the crowd have been amazing and just cheered the girls on, because I think everyone knows the tough situation we've been in. So I know every time I walk out here and I'm questioning, why am I doing this? This is exhausting. And then you just see the crowd and you're like, well, this is why. And I remember, for me, like, as a little kid, I used to be in that stand cheering the Swifts on. So to now be that player on court, yeah, like, as sad as it is, for me, it's a dream come true.
What are you sort of expecting from tomorrow? Like, it's your final game, it's the club's final game. Have you had a bit of a think about that?
Not really. I think for me, Fever are top of the ladder, so it's going to be a really challenging game. For me, Fever are pretty close to my heart. It's where my career took off, and I played 6 years for them. I captained the club over there. So pretty much it's a fairy tale for me. It would be a fairy tale if we win, we beat them, but it's going to take a full 60 minutes because the way that they play netball is amazing. I think the emotion probably won't be at the start of the game, but I reckon at the end of the game, you look at Richo after every game and she's like a bubbling mess. And I think with the team, we're just, we're trying to laugh about it, but I reckon being the last game itself, I don't think you can plan for it. I think you just got to be able to let yourself feel those emotions. Otherwise, you're never going to get that chance again.
Just on the Tassie theme, have you had any connections to Tassie over the years, or do you have a Tassie memory you can share with us?
Well, for me, up until last year, we were undefeated in Tassie. So 7 years straight, we did really well. We had, we never lost a game. And so for that, it was pretty special. And when we did play those games, like, we played Swifts that were top of the ladder at the time. We played Firebirds, who we didn't beat in the first couple of years. But whenever we've played in Tassie, we've won except for one game. So for me, I just think it's the crowd. I feel like when we're here, we've got an 8th player on court.
And just finally for me, will there be anything post-game to mark the end of the journey?
I don't know, is there anything you haven't told me yet? No, we're going to catch up as a team, and not just the playing group, but the support staff as well, and just, have a couple of drinks, I guess reminisce, and I don't think it's going to be the last time that we have a couple drinks together. So yeah, just enjoying the next couple weeks that we have post game.
And just quickly on the long list of achievements you've had, including representing Australia, what's one or two highlights for you?
Yeah, I think last year making my first ever Commonwealth Games for me was, like to this day, the top of the list. I think when I was a little kid, I used to pretend that all my teddy bears were, like spectators. I'd sign and I'd get on my bed and pretend I won a gold medal. And I wasn't a netballer then, so I always thought I'd go to the Olympics, be a runner or something. And to live that moment in real life at the age of 33 with my 2 kids and my wife in the crowd is something that I'll never forget.